and then I just added it.
And just remember, when you're adding 33 plus 40, you start with your 40 in your head, and then you add the 33. I choose to just start adding tens. So if I know I need to add 33 to 40, first I'll add 10 and it's 50. Then I add 10 more and it's 60. I add 10 more and it's 70. There's my 30. Now I need to add the 3. So 71, 72, 73 is your answer. Darren, a different way or a question?
I was going to say, not really a different way, it's kind of the same way, but
Okay.
I also did something like that, and instead I didn't give them to anybody. I counted six. I counted I took away the 4 and the 9.
I know exactly what you did.
I added the 60. I added 30 together, and then I added them together.
That's the other side of the board that we're going to talk about in a minute, so you'll be our expert, okay? But I want to focus on this strategy first. Okay, so wave goodbye to number 4. We only have number 5 left.
Number 4.
Last one, front and center. Again, 28 is the closest number out of those two to a multiple of 10. I need to add 2 more to get 30, and so I take that 2 from 67, I give it back to 28. I end up with 65 plus 30, and if you think you can put the answer on the board, raise your hand. Caleb. Now, as Caleb goes up there, the thinking that would be in my head would be, well, I have 65 and I'm adding 30. If I add 10, it's 75. If I add 20, it's 85. If I add 30, it's 95. You want to take a bow? Okay, nice job. I'm going to give him a golf clap. That's not a golf clap. Golf clap twice. Clap. Okay, if you have questions about that strategy, if you think to yourself that that could be one that you would use, raise your hand. It is a good strategy. Now, what I can tell you is that sometimes it's not as easy to use. Sometimes it is. And so you just need to have it in your tool belt. Left side of the board's taken care of. Now we're on to the right side of the board. So I take away my divider. Now Darren kind of gave me the perfect segue into this next strategy. Remember, set your pens and pencils down for a minute. Look up here. Darren said, I took away the ones place. I'm kind of summing up what he said. And I just looked at the tens place is what he was getting at. That's the other strategy. It's called the tens and then the ones. So you could take the tens place of each number, and this is what's going on inside my head. I see 41 plus 62. Well, Darren, 40 plus 60, remember, just the tens place is what? 100. Very good. These two equals 100. So in my head I'm saying when I just added the tens place I had 100. So I know that that's what I've been left with. But then I have to keep that 100 in my head, and then I have to take care of my ones place. And so even the ones in this are what?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. That's pretty easy to add up. If I take those two and merge them together inside my brain, I get what, Caitlin?
3.
3. And now it's just a simple matter of taking 100 plus 3 and putting it together, and the answer would be what, class?
103.
Okay. That's the other strategy we work on today. Tens and then the ones. Okay? I want you to try that strategy only for numbers 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll meet back and we'll talk about when to use either one and how sometimes you have the option. Questions for me before you do these last 4? Darren.
When we're done doing this, can I do one of them for the class?
Well, we might have a chance for that, but what you've done already is shared that strategy and helped us out. So if you don't get a chance, I'm not sure if we'll have time, okay? Camden? Okay, thank you for letting me know. You guys can work on these 4. Remember, start with the tens, then do the ones. If you finish quickly and early, just go to the worksheet and get whatever you can finished.
So 71 and 21. What are the tens places there? So the 7 is actually worth what? What's the value of that 7? It's in the tens place. 7 tenths. What would that be? Here's 71.
Okay.
71 plus 20. What's that value of that digit? 71. What would that be? 70. Exactly. Taking that 70 and this 20, and you're putting them together, and what do you get? 90. Now I just need to add the 1 and the 1 to 90, and I get what? Plus 2 would equal 92. That's what you're doing.
Now, if you get done, guys, I want you to actually flip to the practice side of the worksheet when you're done and do the addition questions only while you wait. And we'll be meeting back soon. Only the questions you see with a plus sign.
What's the value of that set? I'm taking that tens place and this tens place, which is 20. If I put them together, I get what? 90. Now I need to take care of my ones place. 1 plus 1 is 2. 90 plus 2 is, yep. Correct.
Show me with your fingers how many more minutes you would need to finish 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay?
Save it. We don't want to have a 29 there. That's not what we're doing this time. We're doing the 10th place and adding those up. 30 and 50 is what? 80. Now I add the ones. 1 and 4 is plus the answer is 85, right? Okay, do it just like that, because that shows me you got it.
Take about 1 more minute and then we'll meet back. point you're at, I'd like you to stop and then to go back to 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is the type of thing where I think some of you guys have got it and you're doing it really quickly, and that's great. And some are taking a little bit longer, but what I've noticed is that those who do have a little bit of trouble right now, you just need a little more practice. You really understand it. It's just a matter of trying it more than once, or trying it a few times. If you look at number 7, again, guys, you do just the tens place first, and you have to know the value of that digit. So what's the value of the 7 in the tens place? It'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I have 70 and I have 20. Now if you're not sure how to add those up very easily, well, you know 7 plus 2 is 9. We're just throwing a 0 at the end of it. So 70 and 20 is 90. And then I do my ones place. 1 plus 1 is 2. And it would equal 92. So it's really a 3-step process. First add the tens, then add the ones, then merge those two answers together. We're done with number 7, we're on to number 8. Yep, wave goodbye. Now, you don't have to write down all the stuff I've written down. If you can do the work in your head, that's fine right now. But again, just the tens would be 10 plus 40, and that would equal 50. Just the ones would be 1 plus 3, which would equal 4. And when I merge them together, I would get 54. As I walk around and check on you, I'm going to look for volunteers to write down just the answer to number 9, and then write down just the answer to number 10. If you think you could do that, raise your hand. Ethan's going to write down just the answer for number 9. Yep. Camden for number 10. Camden. Ethan knew in his head 30 plus 50, the tens places was 80, and then he added the 1 and the 4 to 80 and got 85. Camden knew in his head that 50 and 40 from the tens place was 90, and then he added the 1s and it made 92, or I'm sorry, 95, because 2 plus 3 is 5. Questions at all so far? One last thing before I actually give you some time to work now. In the end, you need to make the decision. And I want to show you how I would make the decision, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it the same way. If we look at the addition questions only, it's hard to say what strategy you'll use until you look at the question. For instance, number 1, 49 plus 16. I'm thinking in my head, it'd be really easy to turn 49 into 50. So I'll take 1 away from 16 and I'll add it back to 49, and now all of a sudden I have 50 plus 15, which I know is 65. So that's how I would do number 1. Now there's also questions like number 28. Zoom all the way down to 28, please. Now for 28, to me, these aren't as easy to use that strategy. That's just how my brain works. I don't really like the idea of taking 3 away from 23 and adding it back to 26. I don't see the point. I would rather just do the tens first and then the ones for number 28. And that's just my personal preference. For this one, for some reason, I look at it and it just seems easier to say 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 6 and 3 is 49. You need to be able to do that same thing. You need to be able to look at an addition question and just see which one makes the most sense. And I think your own practice is going to help you make that decision. But in the end, either strategy works. I won't tell you which to use. And as long as you're able to get the answer quickly in your head, then You're just fine. Do you have questions?
Number 6 is on hard.
Number 6 is hard. Just do your best, guys, and I'll come around. Only do the addition right now, and you may begin.